Welcome, trainers, to the ultimate showdown of personal bias and completely subjective opinions. My favorite Pokemon of each type. I've traveled across the land searching far and wide through Pokedex entries, childhood memories, to bring you this list that you didn't really ask for. Now, before the internet torches me with a flamethrower hotter than a Skeleturgid, let's lay down some ground rules. Rule number 1, no legendaries. Sorry, but that's going to be a whole other video. Rule number 2, it must be the Pokemon's primary typing. And rule number 3, these are my personal favorites. If you disagree, that's fine, just let me know in the comments, but also know that you're just wrong. Now let's go. So we're going to start things off simple with the normal typing. This one was an easy decision. This has been my favorite normal type since Legends Arceus came out. Hisuian Zoroark. Now, if you really look at Hisuian Zoroark, its stats are pretty good, pretty low defenses, but its special attack and its speed make this thing an absolute cannon. Plus, it can learn moves like Shadow Ball and Hyper Voice, and you get that stab with that great special attack. And then it can also learn moves like Flamethrower, Psychic, even Grass Knot to help with some type coverage. This thing is absolutely amazing. The design is beautiful, and plus, just look at that shiny. Next up, we're going to move to the fire type. This one might surprise a lot of people. Alolan Marowak has always been my favorite fire type since it came out. Skeleturgid was a very close second for this one, but I had to go with my heart and my gut and choose Alolan Marowak. Even though it doesn't have the best base stats, its attack is mid, its special defense is mid, its special attack is awful, and it doesn't even learn any ghost moves other than Curse if you get it from an egg. Now, that being said, I love using this thing. I will always love using this thing. So I'm just going to keep it at that. Alolan Marowak is my favorite fire type. I don't know why. You can flame me in the comments if you want. Pun intended. Alright, next up we have the water typing. And ever since I was a kid, in that episode in the anime where Tentacruel attacked the city,
And not one of you has the right to complain about it.
It's been Tentacruel. I love him, I always have, I always will, I always have him on my team if he's available in the game. I know he's gotten a lot of love recently from the rebranding, quote-unquote, of Toedscruel, but Tentacruel will always be my favorite water Pokemon. I don't really have anything else to say about it other than that. There's really no reasoning for it. He's not that great in battle, he gets a couple decent moves, but that's about it. Alright, next up we have the electric typing. This one was Raichu for a very long time until Sword and Shield came out and I was introduced to Toxtricity. I absolutely love Toxtricity. Its Gigantamax form, its Gigantamax move. All of that, I absolutely love it. It's going to take a whole lot for any electric type to replace Toxtricity for me. Moving on from that, we're going to the grass typing. This one was actually very difficult for me to choose, mainly because I'm not a big fan of a lot of grass types. It was actually a toss-up between Hydrapple and Scovillain. I ended up going with Scovillain mainly just because I really like the design of the peppers, and I really like the dual typing of grass and fire. It's something unique that had never been done before, and the shiny, I know it's not a very popular opinion, but I actually really love the shiny. Ice typing was another one that was very hard for me to choose from, mainly because only a couple stood out when I thought, what is an ice type Pokemon? And that is Glaceon and Frostlass. I love Frostlass's typing of Ice Ghost, but in the end I had to go with Glaceon.
Wants to fight? Oh!
Just because look how adorable this thing is. Is it great in battle? Not really. It has all the stats as all of the other evolutions. It just, I don't know, something about Glaceon just speaks to me. I've always loved it. Moving on to fighting type. Fighting type is another one that was very hard for me. I'm not a big fan of a lot of fighting type Pokemon either. Conkeldurr, sticks out to me. Annihilate sticks out to me now, but in the end, I decided to go with Primeape. I have loved Primeape, again, ever since the original anime. I'm a Gen 1er, sue me, not even sorry.
Give me a smile, buddy!
But I've always loved Primeape. He needed the evolution into Annihilate. Yes, 100% he needed that evolution. But Primeape will always have my heart when it comes to the fighting type. Poison was a very, very, very easy typing for me to choose. Like I said, I am a Gen 1er, and Nidoking is, was, and always will be my favorite poison typing. There's some good ones out there, but Nidoking will always be goated. Stab Earthquake, blitzing through on speed runs if you catch a Nidoran. Just absolutely amazing Pokemon. I don't care what anybody says, Nidoking will always be a goated Pokemon. Now, ground type was a little more difficult. It was down to two, Crocodile and Excadrill, and I had to go with Excadrill mainly just because of its insane attack stat and decent speed to go along with it. This thing hits like a truck, and with the ground plus the steel stab, this thing can be a menace on any team you put it on if you play it right. Flying type was a little more difficult, mainly just because there's not a lot of primary flying type Pokemon. But then I saw Noivern, and I have always loved Noivern. To be honest, I did think it was Dragon primary typing. But being flying primary typing, I had to put it in here. No real explanation other than I just love this thing, and plus its shiny is an all-time classic. Psychic was another hard one to decide between, mainly just because there's so many good ones out there. But at the end of the day, this is my favorite list, and I had to choose Reuniclus. I love this thing. I don't really know why it's not really that great in battle. I don't know. I really like it, and I use it all the time. And since we can't have legendaries on this list, well, since I can't have legendaries on this list, Reuniclus just made the most sense, mainly because it's the main psychic type that I use when I have playthroughs. What else do you want me to say? This thing's awesome. Now tell me in the comments, who really likes bug Pokemon? I know they've made a big improvement since Generation 1, but again, I am a Gen 1er, and I have to go with Scyther. This thing just, I don't know. It's weak, sure. Scizor is honestly much better to use in battle, but when it comes to my favorite, I have to go with Scyther. I'm not even sorry. I love Scyther. I don't know what you want me to say. I love Scyther so much. Rock typing was very easy to pick. Surprisingly, it is not a Gen 1 Pokemon. It's actually a Gen 9 Pokemon, Cloth. There is a story behind Cloth being my favorite. I was playing online, shiny hunting with one of my best friends, and I can't remember exactly what I was actually hunting for. I think a Rockruff maybe, and all of a sudden I turn around and there's a blue Cloth sitting in front of me, and we both just laughed about it, and I caught it and I actually named it after him in my box. And I've used it in battle. It's so weak, but I love Cloth, mainly just because I have a really funny story with it with one of my best friends. Now, I will say the shiny is top tier. I do love the shiny in general. Ghost typing was very difficult to decide on. I didn't want to go Gengar because everybody picks Gengar as their favorite ghost type. And to be honest, I really think he's overrated. I went with one that might shock a lot of people, Delmise. And it's mainly just because of the look and the lore. I don't really use it in battle that often. I just really love the look of this thing and the lore that it has from its Pokedex entries, like Ultra Sun. It wraps its prey in green seaweed and sucks away their vitality. It only likes to go after big prey like Wailord. That is awesome. And then you have their Pokedex entry in Sword. After a piece of seaweed merged with debris from a sunken ship, it was reborn as this ghost Pokemon. That's just so cool. Like, I don't know. I love this thing. It's always been one of my favorite ghost types. And now the one a lot of you are probably waiting for, Dragon. Simple. Dragapult, fight me. I don't care. Dragon Ghost, awesome typing. Dragon Darts, awesome move. Pseudo legendary. Like, I don't fight me. Dragapult is my favorite. I don't care. I will always stick by this thing. I spent hours hatching eggs on Sword and Shield trying to get a shiny of this thing. It took me almost 9 hours of hatching to get a shiny, but I got it, and it was my favorite Pokemon on the team, and I don't care what anybody says. Dark type. I'm starting to realize that I am picking a lot of my favorites based on what their shinies look like too, which is okay. This is my favorite list. Get over it. But my favorite dark type would have to be Grimmsnarl. It was the first shiny that I ever caught in Sword and Shield. I absolutely love this thing. It's so good. The dark fairy typing just is a chef's kiss on top of the design. Normally when you think of fairy typings, you think of something pretty and something sweet. And then you have this monster. I love Grimmsnarl. Now when it comes to steel type, I could have gone Metagross like everybody else, and I do love Metagross, don't get me wrong, but playing through Pokemon Infinite Fusion, Aegislash is starting to have a special place in my heart, mainly because of all of the awesome fusions that people have come up with for it. And plus, other than Metagross and Aegislash, who really likes steel Pokemon? This was a difficult one for me just because other than Metagross and Aegislash, I couldn't even really think of one that had primary steel typing. Fairy typing is my favorite typing in the game. I absolutely love it. Yes, some of them suck. I know. I'm looking at you, Dedenne. But other than that, I absolutely love the fairy typing. And my favorite Pokemon of all time is a fairy type, and that is Sylveon. This thing is beautiful. Its shiny is beautiful. It's great in battle. The fairy typing is great in general. I can't say enough about Sylveon and how it is my favorite Pokemon. I even bought my daughter a stuffed Sylveon, and she sleeps with that thing almost every single night. And I love Sylveon. I don't really understand why. It is by far my favorite Pokemon of all time. So deciding on a favorite fairy typing was super, super easy for me. So that's it. My favorite Pokemon of each type. Let me know in the comments what you agree and what you disagree with. And subscribe to see more. And I will see you guys in the next one.
Give a little bit of loving, just a little bit the real thing. You're the good treasure, my missing piece. Good as gold, yeah, that's guaranteed. Give a little bit of loving,